I just got the bug, and it never ever left me, ever.
And hello, it is the Absolute Football Podcast, and thank you for joining us, you wonderful, wonderful people. You've made the right decision with what to do with your evening, morning, afternoon, car journey, time in the bath, whenever you decide that you want to enjoy a little bit of Absolute Football Podcast. Thank you for coming in. And it's not just me, the D-O-double-G. It is my bestest buddy, Samuel. Samuel, how are you, bestest buddy?
Listen, I'm not too bad, mate. I'm absolutely wonderful. Absolutely. Well, cannot complain. Very excited to be here today.
Yeah. He is. He's had to have 2 toilet breaks already. I've had 3 because the excitement is just palpable. The excitement is in the air because our special guest today is the one and only star of Disney and Fox's TV show, This Is Wrexham, and the This Is Wrexham, the Late Show podcast. It is none other than Shaun Winter. Shaun, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us.
I'm good, lads, and thank you for having me on. And by the way, that was a great introduction. That was fantastic, mate.
Do you know, it took me hours of preparation. I was up all night. But no, thank you for joining us. It is good to have you here as we talk all about Wrexham. And I mean, just to kick it off then, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about, aside from being a TV star and star of Disney Plus, aside from that, why don't you let us know what it is that you what you do in your other time that you've got?
Well, my time's dedicated to my kids, mate. I'm always with my kids. When I'm working, I'm a painter still, unfortunately. I was hoping that might have changed by now, but it's not. I'm still a painter, and then obviously I am an avid Wrexham supporter, as well as other things. I am an MC and club promoter, or I was, and obviously I have my YouTube channel, which we've just started this year, tail end of last season, and it's going really good. So, yeah, busy.
So you're still with the council, isn't it? I picked up from one I was watching on the TV.
Yeah,
the way it came across, you loved it. You really sold.
Yeah,
the
well,
job to me.
You could tell that, couldn't you? You could tell the passion I've got for it. Funnily enough, I'm just starting something else with the council. So this podcast could come out in conjunction to that. But I do all sorts of painting, mate. All sorts. I wish I could do something else in my life, but don't we all? We all want to do something else, don't we?
Well, I just want to be here. I just want to be here with you guys
in the moment. Yeah.
That's exactly that.
Absolutely. As you've mentioned, you are of course a Wrexham fan, Wrexham born and bred through and through, and what
Massive,
season it's been for Wrexham. So, tell us your journey with Wrexham, where it all started, and where the love began.
So I first attended a game 30 years ago, just over. It was just after Wrexham beat Arsenal in the FA Cup when Mickey Thomas scored that screamer. I was 5, and I just went a couple of games after that, and then I've never stopped. I've never stopped since. And I just got the bug. And I remember if I couldn't go to the games or Wrexham played away, don't forget this is a 5-year-old boy now, in my bedroom, and I've my dad used to be a painter, so we had this all decorating radio. So I tune in to the matches on BBC Radio Wales or whatever it was on. Bear in mind, I'm 5 now, and I remember I used to kick a balloon about. I used to kick a balloon about in my bedroom doing kick-ups to the commentary. Nuts, mate. Yeah. And then I just got the ball. I was massively invested in it. My dad would take me. We go to the Walnut first, the pub, and then we walk down, and then it's just like a sea of red and white on a little lane called Crispin Lane, so behind the cop. And I just got fixated with it, and I loved it. And all I ever wanted to be was either a footballer or I wanted to play for Wrexham, and I'd be in the garden, and I'd pretend I was all the players, and just as any kid, really, innit? But it was just, I was fascinated with football, and I was fascinated with Wrexham, and I've continued it. I like the love's in me. It's in me big time. And my boys are exactly the same as how I bring them up. But we've been through some not so good times, lads. You know, so it hasn't all been sunshine and skittles. Let me tell you.
I was going to say, if you started mid-90s, you've seen a fair bit by the time we've got to now. And say to start off with radio as well. I'd say new generations don't understand the listening to football on the radio. It's a whole different level of tense listening to football on the radio.
And don't forget, you have to go from FM to AM or whatever it is, isn't it? Right? And then you've got to tune it, mate. You're tuning it. Like, bear in mind, I was 5 years old, mate. I was 5. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think my mum or my dad would have tuned it in for me. But I used to, but it used to be. I remember if my dad went to watch us against Blackpool once, and I was like, and my mum was like, she's not bothered about football. And I'm like, I've got to listen to this game. And I'd have my Wrexham kit on, just to kick a balloon about in my bedroom, just to listen to this game. That's how besotted I've always been with this club.
Did you ever score any diving headers with your balloon in your bedroom and dive off the bed into the wall?
Yeah, a couple, mate. But the thing with diving header with a balloon is it can easily be mistimed. And I think once or twice I might have gone into the wardrobe.
You missed the loft of the cross, didn't you? It comes down a bit slower.
Yeah. I didn't have the hang time,
The hang time for a balloon.
I didn't have the hang time, lads.
It's the way to do it. It's the way to do it. To indoctrinate yourself in. I say so. Mid 90s Wrexham. Which division were you in when you started, and what you seen?
So it was the old second division. So it used to be the Premier League. It was Division 1 then, wasn't Championship. Division 1, Division 2, and we were always in and around the playoffs. But we had some great players, and Wrexham it's the way they played the game. It was awesome. The pitch was always pristine, and I just like the match days. And I used to be baffled by my dad's passion. Like, it was nuts. As Wrexham scored, he picked me up. Like, I do it to my kids now. And like, Dad, don't. I said, no, I won't. And then Wrexham scored. I'm like, yes! It's just like, I was just besotted with everything. And I remember I used to argue with kids in school because Wrexham weren't a proper team, according to people, because you know what it's like in school. It's a Premier League team. But I just got the bug, and it never, ever left me. Ever.
And that's the way to be. It's the way to be, I think. Once it is a drug to a certain extent, isn't it? Once you start, and you're never going to stop. Once you've got your team, they're your team. Particularly
your local team,
linked to family as well, and local teams.
What I say to my son, and this is what I've always believed in this, is wherever you're born, that's the team you support. It's as simple as that. Like, that's your team. So I've said it to my Charlie, and Wrexham's, over the years, it's been a chore, but you keep going, you keep showing up, because one day things are going to change, and he's getting to see that now, which is just buzzing because Charlie's 10, and he's been coming since he was just before he was 2 to the game with me, and then for the last 5 years he's been regular. Like, it's very rare I go to a game without Charlie. So and my youngest son Lenny, he's just starting to get mad on it now. So he's been coming the last 2 seasons, but he's really started to pick up this season. So it's nuts, mate. It's nuts where this club where it's been and what we've seen to where it is now. It's phenomenal, and it's like it is Hollywood stuff, isn't it? It's crazy.
It literally is, isn't it? As you said, Hollywood stuff is the best way to describe it in so many fashions. And so you've now got your little ones who are growing up on having seen a bit of it before and coming through. It's exciting times for them. Can you see the buzz in them? You see and you think they'll follow it through as well. Especially
Charlie. Charlie, like, I hear him next to me, and like he's shouting, he's screaming his head off, and he's like, and I'm like, it's in him. and like I used to take him. And it'd just be like, can we go, Dad? And I'll never forget this. Wrexham, we had Forest Green. That's when they were in our league. And we were 2-0 down at half time. I was like, oh. And the second half, Charlie went to go. And then Wrexham scored a goal. And then we got it to 2-2. And it's the first time I ever seen it in him. And he's just jumping up and down, going, come on, Wrexham. And I cried, lads. I cried. I thought, he's got it. And since that moment, it's been coming more and more. But the last 2 seasons, Charlie's really got it. He's just so passionate about Wrexham. And, our Saturday mornings consist of Charlie playing football, and then we're off to the match. So it's great, mate. And so is Lenny. Lenny loves it as well. They've got all, as you can imagine, they've got all the kits. They're sick of seeing me in the club shop. They've just got everything, mate. But, Charlie's the one more passionate, but Lenny does love it. He loves it.
That's great. That's great. And something that hopefully this season will only have, I'm sure, fired those embers up even more with what's been going on. And so you've been all your life massively into it. And obviously you have the podcast. You said this is Wrexham podcast. Tell us how that started and how that's going.
Well, so I used to do one. I still do one. We did one called Wrexham and Lager podcast, which is more... It was more like a lads podcast, something you'd hear down the pub. And it's a bit out there. Like, people love it round here, but like, I watch it back now and I'm like, Shaun, I was a bit too out there. I didn't care what people thought, and I like to think I've evolved the last few years. And I'm like, so now I wanted to do a podcast that appeals to everyone, and everyone can see like the proper side of me, can see everything. And my producer Stephen Baker asked me for a meeting, and he just said, I wanted to do this football podcast, which is something I was thinking. And he said, I just think you're perfect for it. He said, everyone knows you. And he goes, you'd be great hosting it. What do you think? And I was like, yeah, let's go. So I think we started it. There were 7 games to go. We started it then, and it's just been going good, really good. And when I've been going to the match, everyone stops to talk to me about it. So, and that's nice to hear, stuff like that, because at the end of the day, it's Wrexham fans watching it, isn't it? So, but it's not like the mad thing for being a Wrexham fan now, and for me personally, after being on the show and doing this podcast, so people support me from all over the world, which just even saying that out loud is just crackers, mate. Yeah. It's people comment me from just loads of different people from Texas, Canada, Australia, and I go through the comments sometimes and I'm like, how has this happened? But it's awesome. And like, I always say I've got so many friends that I haven't met yet over there. It's nuts, mate. If you would have told me I was doing, if you would have told me 2 years ago that this would have happened, and I'd have said you're mad.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, I mean, obviously with the new ownership that's come in, which has been covered quite vastly in the documentary, which you can catch on Disney Plus. We're not sponsored by Disney Plus, but
if only.
But why not watch it? Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest. As a sidebar, as a fellow Welshman watching it, I actually felt quite patriotic in bits of it. It was actually it had a proper impact on me. It was really good to watch. But obviously, I mean, Ryan and Rob had that, I'm assuming, plan from the get-go. How did you end up being involved in that? Did they reach out did they canvass people, or did they ask the clubs?
Everyone asks me this. So I was in the Turf pub once, and a friend of mine owns it, Wayne, but we were talking at the bar, and funnily enough, I was with Scoot and Jonesy from the Declan Swans. I don't know if you've heard the guys who come up with that song.
Oh yeah.
And a camera just randomly in there and asked, would we talk about Wrexham? So I'm like, yeah, no problem. So, and we didn't know we were going to have new owners. None of that had come about by then. And then weeks had gone by, and we heard the American owners were coming in, and I got a phone call, and they said they were looking for characters in Wrexham, and they've been given my number by 3 different people now. So they spoke to me on the phone, and he just said, listen, you sound like someone we definitely want to meet, so can we get in touch with you in the near future? I said, yeah, fine. And then he rang me back 10 minutes after and said, can we come to your house and meet you? So the crew came to my house, and he said, next time we're coming, it'll be with the cameras. And that was it then. And I've been on it ever since.
I mean, what was it like? Because I'm assuming, I mean, you see the setup and all that behind the scenes and stuff. It doesn't look like it's like one guy with a camera. I'm assuming there's like a big crew and there's, you never know. I mean, these things staged, or they literally just rock up and go, let's have a chat. I mean, what's the whole, how does it work?
So I was with my ex at the time, and we were in our house, so they were scheduled to come. And I was a bit nervous. I was like, I'm only talking about Wrexham, so it's fine. And then a big van pulls up, and they're getting all these different cameras out. And then there's someone sat on. So there's someone rearranging my lounge. There was floodlights gone outside in the garden. They were changing the lights on the bulbs and what have you. There's 2 guys sat on my stairs, just monitoring the sound. There's another guy watching the monitor in the corner of the room. There's 2 guys on the cameras, and there's one interviewing me. And I was like, things have just got real. I was like, oh goodness. But then no, it's not staged. It's not. And I wouldn't do it if it was staged. Like a couple, whatever you see is just straight off the cuff. Well, it's straight. It's just like, I don't know if other people, but for me, it's straight from my heart. And when I'm talking about Wrexham, it's just one of them. They've asked me to, like, obviously when you hear about the breakup and that, they asked me if I go into that, and at first I wasn't comfortable. I was like, I wasn't in a good place, lad. When that was all getting filmed, I was in a real bad place. Like, I think you'll see the better version of me in this season, I think. But I wasn't a good. I was like, oh, do you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. I've got a pair, so I'll do it. And then I did it, and I'm glad I did it. You know, the story's out there for the world. It's helped It's helped a lot of people. I've been slaughtered for it as well, but it's part and parcel. I'm kind of used to it now. Like, at first, it was horrible. It was horrible. Like, I was seeing some comments, and I'm just like, I can't handle this. Someone's told me to go and die. I was real dark stuff.
Oh, social media is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. It's lovely, mate. But then that only accounts for like 5% of the stuff I get. Like, the other 95 is just wonderful stuff, and it's just like genuine. Like, it just showed me how nice people can be. But then you just get that 5% that don't do anything, don't go anywhere, and just want to slag people off. So, but it's part and parcel of life, I suppose. But I love being on the documentary. I love it.
I mean, for context, for anybody that hasn't seen the documentary, what Shaun was referencing at that point in time, he had just split with your partner, wasn't he? He was just going through that, which obviously would have been difficult. You had the 2 kids together, and I thought it was interesting the fact that they asked you to go into that, but it does sort of frame a little bit about the commitment that you have then, and then it's all about your lads, and then having that father-son time, and but your dads with their kids. And showing, you spending your time and investing the time into them. And I thought like you said, it was interesting that they wanted to discuss it, but the way that you dealt with it, I thought it was really. I can't see why there's any negativity around that. It's
people. I mean, people are just. I mean, for me, I'm all about the kids. So it's not like I'm not one of these dads who just have their kids. But I have it's half and half. Like, we have complete shared access. My kids, and if I'm not with them, I'll FaceTime them. It's just that's I'm all in for them. One thing I've always wanted to be is a dad. So someone tried to call. Someone said something like he pretends to be a good dad or something like that, and that got my back up to the point where I wanted to find out where he lives and go through his front door. Like, I was fuming. But now it's just like I've learned to deal with it, and I'm just like, it's funny. So I had 2 messages once on Twitter. This was around Christmas last year. And one was just unbelievably nice. One was just someone just slagging me off to the high heavens. So, and I had my son with me, so I showed him, my oldest son. So I showed Charlie both of them. I said, "Who would you rather be in the world?" So we just sent a message back to this nasty one. I said, "Have a great Christmas, mate." That was it. We got nothing back. But it just shows what people are like, doesn't it? Some people are sad, mate.
And the thing is, and that's the thing, when you're on something as big as that, because it isn't like you run of the mill documentary. It's a big Disney documentary. It's not just a Disney documentary. It's a documentary with Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney in there, who are some big names. It's going to get that exposure, and it's going to get that sort of spread. So you will get the normal people, and you'll also get the nutters who just want to abuse and just cause pain and spread hate for reasons. Yeah. But I mean that aside, what sort of impact has it had on you being involved in something like that in regards to sort of like your day-to-day life at work and for your kids as well?
Nothing, to be honest, mate. Nothing. We get recognised a lot more, obviously, but for me that's great because I love talking to people. Like, no one's ever come up to me and said anything negative, because they don't, do they? But it's always like people are dead friendly, positive. But it's like some of the places we get recognised astonishes me, because in my head this documentary's only been seen in Wrexham. Do you know what I mean? It's like I haven't got a clue about. I'm quite narrow-minded in in the aspect, like, I just think it's people from Wrexham and they already know me anyway. But then I've been at a United game. A couple of people have come up to me there. Everywhere, but every time I get in the taxi, oh, aren't you the painter? That's what I'm called, the painter now. Aren't you the painter from Welcome to Wrexham? I went for a meal the other day, and people. So we normally get recognised, but I love it. It's just, and I think people, like, when I watch my son play football, the opposition team parents always want to come up to me and have a chat, which is awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
But I would like to go to America one day and just see what it'd be like there. I'd love to. I speak to so many people.
Taking you out there.
Did you not jump on that Las Vegas trip?
Oh, mate. Do you know what? A couple of people said, how come you're not in Vegas? Well, I don't pay for Wrexham for the start. But I tell you what, mate, I don't think I'd be coming home if I went there. Go on.
I was going to say, it's a really good documentary. I've actually... It tells you a really good story about Wrexham. It gives a really good spread about the background as well. I mean, for people that don't know, I mean, Wrexham, where you were teetering on the brink at one stage. Yeah. You had an owner who was sort of duplicitous in how he ran the club. He actually owned the stadium and separated the stadium from the club with a plan to demolish it for housing, which obviously just would have killed the club in its entirety. And it sort of covers that, to sort of like how it was saved by the trust and how it comes along, and it tells a fabulous story. I'm on the last episode of season 1, so don't spoil the ending for me. But it is. I know, but it's really good. I highly recommend everybody watch it and pick it up. But I mean, the big thing, obviously, the story of Wrexham, but certainly at this point in time, is the new ownership. Hollywood A-lister. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, which incidentally, this is a question for later on, but I've got to ask it because I'm really, really excited to know the answer. In the documentary, season episode 3 or 4, Rob and Ryan come to the club. They meet you in the pub. You start pounding some shots together. When the camera's black, did that finish, or did that night go on as intimated?
The night went on, mate. we were drinking for a while. I can't. I gotta be honest. I haven't watched Welcome to Wrexham. I've watched it. I watched it once, and I haven't watched it again because I can't because of that episode, mate. Because I was just.
You were on.
Although I didn't like it was edited a bit different than what happened, kind of thing. But they were great, mate. They were absolutely brilliant. They were awesome, and they were exactly the same as what you see on camera when the cameras go off. Just great people, mate, honestly. And we sank a few. I mean, it started, we were just on Wrexham Lager, and it started with Rob said, let's get a whiskey. And I was like, so I just thought he means a straight whiskey. So, yeah, give it a year. And I'm like, and then Ryan being Ryan just said, no, I'll have an aviation gin. I don't think the man switches off, to be honest. So we were just on the gins then. And it went. I mean, I think probably with him for about 2 hours, something like that. 2 hours. I mean, you've seen short clips and loads of things where it said. I think they had a bit of a narrative, what they wanted to. I think they wanted a fan's opinion, not like any other fans, and we kind of give it to them, which I just can't watch it anymore. Which is a shame because I wish I could go back and watch the episode with Rob and Ryan, but I can't just because of my behaviour on it. But they're great people. What you see is what you get, and everything they said to us in that pub, they've done and more. It's just it's astonishing what they've done.
Yeah, I mean we'll move on to the ownership. I mean, so obviously when the takeover was rumoured and they were there, sort of the people who were coming forward, what were your initial feelings about the two of them taking over?
When I heard it was Rob and Ryan, oh, fantastic! I was buzzing. I was absolutely buzzing because I didn't quite, which is quite documented. Me, along with most of the Wrexham fan base, didn't agree with how the trust were running it in the end, which that doesn't really get documented because they're made out to be these saints who saved the club, blah blah blah. But we all saved the club. We were all in the trust, and what they don't realise is what was going on after. But that's gone now. But that doesn't need to be told. spot. So I just wanted this club to get bought out. But when we heard it was Hollywood Stars, it was like, oh, it's all right. These guys have got us. It's fine. And it was peculiar more than anything, wasn't it? Ryan Reynolds buying Wrexham FC, and you're thinking, oh, sod off. You know, it's like you think, oh, this is someone having another joke at Wrexham's expense. Yeah. And then when we seen, because obviously to all members, it was a video call, much like this, and it was Rob Bryan, and they were giving out their intentions. And I was just like, this is nuts. This is crackers. Yeah. But look what they've done. And I think this is just a start. I think they're so. Rob especially is very tenacious. He's so tenacious. He's like
comes across like that, yeah.
He's like, what he said. He'll go after it. Like he's going after it with everything he's got. Like this league now, he'll be going after it with everything he's got. You know, don't write Wrexham off for the next title, because he'll just, whatever Parkinson wants, McElhenney and Reynolds they'll give it to him. But yeah, with owners like that, and it's just like you've seen them crying when we won it, and when you see shots like that back, it's like, do you know what? That's all we want. It's like they're invested now as fans just as much as they are as owners.
They've really got the community aspect of it, haven't they? I mean, the passion, etc., comes through, and how they've been. And obviously, there's been opportunities, say with the FA Cup run, that got a lot of kind of national exposure. So maybe it sort of got a bit further than Wrexham for us all to see. But did you feel that was something that kind of grew over time, or just from very early doors, you're like, you know what, they get us. They feel part of the community.
Well, the community really, really needed a big lift, mate. A big lift. It did, honestly, everything to do with it. The bars, restaurants, like when Wrexham play now, like you go to town at night, it's packed. It's just people in Wrexham shirts at every bar. But Wrexham, it's on its arse, and I mean, you know, people struggled, mate. People struggled in this town, but it's like, and no one really, you know, people stopped caring. I mean, you know what it's like. Wrexham are doing well now, so everyone wants to talk about them, and because of their Hollywood owners, people to talk about them. But that wasn't the case. It was like, you know, I go to the turf before the game, and then we come back after. It should be a nightmare, mate. You know, Wrexham's lost, and it's like, I'd say to Wayne, where do we go from here? But then they've come, and then they've just galvanised everyone. There's a real togetherness in the town now, and I don't know if you've seen the parade when Wrexham won it. The bus parade. There was 40,000 people on the streets of Wrexham, mate. Like 40,000 just to see a bus parade. It was nuts. And I thought, for me, that told me how much they've galvanised it. Like 40,000 people just coming out just to see a glimpse of them go past on a bus. I just thought was just astonishing.
I think
what they've done.
Yeah, what people I don't think appreciate sometimes. When they think about football, they think about English football, and it's, for me, I mean, you could disagree with me. It feels different in Wales in that we're a smaller nation, and everything that we do is harder. Everything's a struggle because we don't have the same economic power as even small towns in England do, and we're always an underdog. Everything's always harder to get there. But I think because of that, the pride is there. And the desire, and you only need something to spark that. You only need something to come in and spark that. And people are so passionate. I mean, even myself, I mean, I live in South Wales. Wrexham, for people who don't know, Wrexham is in North Wales. I live in South Wales. So that's a bit of a divide. I mean, South Wales is sort of like Bristol area, and North Wales is sort of like up around Liverpool, that sort of geography. Yeah. So there is quite a divide there. So even though I've not got a direct tie with Wrexham, apart from being Welsh, watching the documentary, I mean, when they do their whole episode on explaining what Wales is,
that was great, wasn't it?
It was fabulous. The fact I was so proud, even though the fact that these people were taking the time to explain it, the history, going through the language and all of that, and I felt proud. And I mean, I found myself defending Wrexham on Twitter when people have a pop at them, just because of that Welsh tie. Because I think people don't appreciate the fact that, first of all, it's eyeballs on the Vanarama National League, which I'm sorry there wouldn't be anyway. And but then there's eyeballs and there's that galvanization for Wales and for football in Wales, because it just brings that attention to it that we just don't have normally. And like you said, the fact that it's brought all those people out in Wrexham, and it sort of it brings a togetherness. I think because we're an underdog, and that's what I mean. Ryan mentions that a lot, doesn't he? He loves the underdog story.
He loves an underdog. What you just said there about Welsh, what you said about Welsh people there, which it only needs a spark. That is dead right. That is, and I fully agree with you on the passion of the Welsh, because it's phenomenal, isn't it? Yeah. But these guys have really, really ignited it. And just to go back, that Welsh episode was something else, wasn't it? How good was that?
It was brilliant. I mean, the comedy element was superb. If you haven't seen it, I think it's like episode 5. Maybe about episode 5, and it's like welcome to Wrexham, welcome to Wales, and they go through like history of Wales, and like when I say history of Wales as well, I thought they go back to like 1800 and something, 1400. And they really pull it all the way through. They do Welsh cooking. The Charlotte Church sings the national anthem on there, and it's
oh my god,
really
I forgot about the Charlotte Church. But you know what? When I watched that, I was stood up. In my mum's house, going, come on!
I was doing the washing up watching it. I had a tear in the eye, mate. And my wife's from Coventry, and she's like, "What?" She just thought it's he's just crying at a kids' movie again or something. And
I do it.
Yeah, it was magic. It was really good, and
yeah, nuts, just nuts, mate. It's just yeah. Do you know what? I'm gonna after we're done, I'm gonna go and watch that episode again. Now you said that.
See, Sam feels left out now.
I don't have that. I have been to Wrexham many a time, I can tell you. My work had a place there. I used to drive past that Kellogg's factory like you wouldn't believe up there. But that's as close as I got. As close as I get to the passion you guys feel, unfortunately. It's not quite the same in England. We don't have, I'll be fair, don't have that same, in most areas, come together feel about it. But there we go. Something you guys can enjoy for sure.
That's it. That's
so,
it.
I mean, in terms of going back to the ownership and how that community feel happened, what have they done as well for the area? You know, obviously not just the football and what they've done. How's that kind of impacted the area them being around?
I mean, what a lot of people don't know is, when people put GoFundMe pages and stuff like that for a poorly little boy, or a disabled man needs a new wheelchair, or needs a new bath, or needs to go abroad for something, or they just donate left, right, and centre. Someone needs new kits, they just donate to them. You know, I think they're in touch with a lot of people in the community. And when they're here, they do the rounds, you know. I think they do a lot of unseen stuff. But they've always got Wrexham's best intentions. I bet their best intentions with Wrexham in heart here with me. Just phenomenal people, lads. I honestly, like, when we won the league, I thanked them because I had to. It's just like, I like, even explain it to you guys now, I still can't quite believe it. When I say things out loud, it's like, because it's the norm for me now. Around here, we got Ryan Reynolds, but when I'm explaining it like this, and like it's touching heartstrings, because it's like, I almost still can't believe it's happened.
Mm. Well, like you said, I'd say the documentary, and you felt it's just a Wrexham thing. It's just a Wrexham thing. And that exposure is how far it's gone. I was talking to somebody at work today saying we're interviewing yourself, not really into football, not really into it massively. It was like, yeah, I've seen, got into it because of the Disney Plus thing, Ryan Reynolds, and it's opened doors up. And she was again, the painter. I've seen the painter. Yeah. I like him. He's cool. And say, normally if I sort of say, what's the score? Now, isn't it? Yeah, ask her what the scores are at the weekend. Couldn't care less. But yeah, what they've done. Have you seen sort of on the podcast the further afield as well? Have you sort of noticed more? Is there more, I don't know, American viewers, for example, or further afield? And
look, like all over the world, I get messages regular on Twitter most days. Although it's slowed down now because of this, but when the season's on, everyone from America, loads of people message me, and they all want to ask me about the game, about my opinions. And I love it. I message back to everyone, unless someone's been a bit of an arse with me, then I won't message back, obviously. But apart from that, it's honestly, it's mad. When Wrexham won the league, I must have had about 300 messages, and I was like, I'm just looking through them, and I thought I got to reply to all these. But then when I took a couple of hours to reply to them all, it's just from everywhere. Brazil, I've done a questionnaire for Brazil, Wrexham fans in Brazil. It's Canada, Argentina. It's it's mad. And that's all I can say. It's mad. So yeah, I think I get my podcast shared quite a bit in the States, and I really appreciate it. So I think people over there who just want to see me do well, to be honest. And I think that we just everything to do with Wrexham and the people they want to see do well, they're rooting for. You know,
I mean, and I can attest for the fact. I mean, obviously, we have a wonderful podcast. We're probably one of the greatest football podcasts sort of in existence today. But in relative terms, you know, we're not as big as some of the other ones. But Shaun did reply to us fairly swiftly. To be honest with you, which I wasn't anticipating. It was just a shot in the dark. We thought we give it a go because we wanted to talk, especially as a Welshman. I wanted to cover Wrexham after the win as well. So I can attest. Shaun does legitimately read your messages and get back to them. It's not just words, and I think and it's that sincerity and honesty that also sort of that you see from what Rob and Ryan have done. I mean, there's stuff like if you watch the documentary, you see Wrexham. They were a trust. A lot of the fans sort of helped out doing this, that, and the other. And I think they show in there the lady who is the disability liaison. I can't remember.
Kerry, by the way, Kerry is absolutely unbelievable. It's funny enough, I've only met her. I met her for the first time in Halifax. That was on the tail end of the season. She's just a brilliant
place.
Yeah.
Is it Halifax the bank or the team there?
Yeah, no, that's about Howard was there as well. The bank. The team. And she's just wonderful. She does a great job. She really, really does, Kerry. And the Wrexham Disability and autism friendly, and they do all sorts there, which is, I think that's good. That's a real good community touch as well.
But she did it for free. She was a volunteer previously, and one of the what it shot. I'm not sure timeline, but on the documentary, one of the first things it shows that they did was actually take that on as a paid role, and it's something that they were already getting for free anyway. And you can tell from her the way she portrayed herself, she would have done that for free, and she would have anyway. But the fact is that they were like, no, we're going to make this a paid role for them and appreciate what this person does for the club, and they made and stuff like that. I mean, it's fantastic, and you see in all the meetings they see, like you said, Rob's quite tenacious in taking an hour-long call to get the new manager. And do you think we need Mullins? Yes, we do. And they're sort of making that happen. And I think when you didn't get promoted the first season, so I have just spoiled the first season of Welcome to Wrexham. Sorry, when you didn't get that promotion, were there any concerns that, do you know what, actually, are they going to lose interest in this now that they've fallen short?
No, not at all. It was we'll go and do it next year, and I'm going to spoil this one for you. But on the last episode, I say right at the end is we're coming to knock down the doors of the Football League, and we'll win the league next season. So that's a bit of a spoiler for you. But no, and there was never concerns about the team either, because the run we went on at the tail end of last season was remarkable. And when Parkinson first came in, the first half of that season, it was very indifferent, and I'm like, is he the man for the job? Blah blah blah. And he got his players in, and he just shown us true quality of manager he is. And then we beat Stockport twice, beat them in the cup, beat them in the league, ran into the last game of the season, and it just didn't quite happen. Obviously, Grimsby didn't quite happen in the playoffs, but there's a big feeling we're going to win the league this season. And I have not let anyone tell me that we ain't going to win the league this year. And I've argued with some people, because you know what it's like. You lose a game, we're not good enough. Everyone's a manager, aren't they? Everyone's a manager. They all think, no, you need to do this, you need to do that. And, we're winning this league. It's as simple as that. We're winning it. But then I've always said stuff like that because of the belief I have. But this year we just knew. But then being run so close by Notts County was not anticipated, because they.
That was one. I mean, there were two. Both teams broke records, broke points records in that league.
Wrexham finished on 111, and Notts County on 107. Like we shouldn't be pushed that far. Like they were out of order, Notts County. I thought there was no need for what they did.
I know, it was shocking. I think last season, if I remember correctly, was it like 90? No, that's the record, wasn't it? Like high 80s, early 90s. Was
no, the record was 105 points by Crawley. and I think Fleetwood got 102, and that year Wrexham finished second with 98 points, and then we lost in the playoff final to Newport. Because I could be here all night telling you bad stories about Wrexham, because it kind of got to a point where you think, even sometimes this season, and you look at Notts County and you're like, are we flipping cursed or something? Because we're just running, and we just did it at the end, and I just thought that shown such a strength of character, the team, and I think we'll be right at it again next season. I do.
I mean, what do you think? They've obviously done a lot. The new owners and the club has changed a lot. What do you think is the biggest, most important change that you've had?
The community spirit around the ground, the belief inside Wrexham, the general turnaround of people's opinions, mate. Seriously, it's like, and not only that, Wrexham are now a team that players want to come to. Where we can attract players. Like Wrexham played a football in League 2 this year. We'll be attracting Championship players, mate. It'll be already out. It's like that. People are drawn to us now. There's that much of a buzz, and we have that many sparks. And I just think that belief in the whole town is it's nuts, mate. Honestly, it's. Unless you speak to the people around here, or you're drinking the turf or a lager club or whatever, and it's speaking to people now compared to what we used to. It's honestly, it's mind blowing. The turnaround in that is mind blowing.
I mean, and how do you feel about? I mean, there's on Twitter most of the negativity that I see, and then the points where I've sort of had to jump in. So when people talk about you just buying leagues, you've only a Vanarama National Leagues team on a League 2 budget. I mean, how do you sort of respond to that?
Well, how many teams have been in the league where Wrexham's been in there and done exactly the same? But then the sickening thing, like teams like Forest Green, we get about 500 fans. Now, don't forget, Wrexham get over 10,000 fans every game now, so it's our budget's bigger, but it's kind of sustained as well. But, teams have always had to buy their way out of that league, really.
It's a difficult league to get out of, isn't it?
Oh, my God, it's so tough. I mean, I just alluded to before, we got 98 points, finished second, and then lost in the playoff final. We've been in the playoff 7 times, mate. It's just...
I don't think I can handle that. That's unrelenting, isn't it?
I can't believe I'm still there, mate. Honestly, it's just, and the teams like, I mean, we used to play, every year we play Luton in the playoffs. And one of my most sickening feelings is we're at the race course now, because it used to be 2 legs. So half time in the first leg at home, 3-0 down. And it's like, and look where Luton are now. It's just, it's nuts. And I think that's where Wrexham's going to go. I do.
And to be honest, and where you mentioned there about it sort of paying for itself, if you look at it, they are obviously, if you've got Ryan Reynolds, you're going to leverage his celebrity to try and bring extra sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
You change from Ivor Williams trucks to TikTok and Expedia. It's a bit of a change, but it's a sensible business model to get the club to a point where it can be self-sustaining and where it can handle. Because I think if you watch the documentary, they mentioned that the loss that they're going to have during the second season of the National League, if they got promoted, that would have been covered. So they actually have been operating sort of on a neutral level. You think so? They're building up a self-sustaining club, or as close as they can do, leveraging what they have got. I mean, at what point do you think that they're going to decide they can't? Because football is fiscally very draining, and I think anybody will tell you don't own a football club to make money. I mean, what sort of, realistically? I mean, obviously you hope they'll be there forever, but what sort of level do you think that it's going to get to a point where they're going to have to set back, or do you think they're going to sell the club, or do you think they're the sort of people that actually want to still be involved, and maybe are they trying to get more investors in?
I think they'll always be involved. I do. I could never see. I think they're at that point where they could never ever see this club in the hands of anyone else, no matter where they get it to or who they give it to, who they sell it to. I think Ryan said the other week in an interview that he's not in. He goes, I don't think either are in this to make money. we're here for the love of it. So don't sell it. They'll never sell it. I don't think, mate. I can't see that anyway.
So you got League Two now. You reckon you're going to romp it? I mean, is that your prediction? You're going to do it? I mean, because what we've got on here is what's next for Wrexham. Obviously League Two. What's happening?
I don't think we'll romp it. I think we'll go up. Whether that be, I think it will go up in an automatic spot. I do, but I don't think we'll romp it by any stretch of the imagination because there's some real good teams and it's league football now. So let's not get carried away, as some fans will do. But what I do know is that team is there, ready to go and do it again. The team's good enough to compete again. We will bring in signings. And that Wrexham team just will not lie down for anyone. They won't. We're just, if you've watched us, they're so, a bit like Rob, tenacious. They're so at it. They're just like, I mean, when we went down to Sheffield United, I said to Charlie, we'll come back into this. It's a never say die attitude at the club at the moment. So I think we'll be right up there.
Oh, beautiful. So I'm going to take it from sure that you are going to win. It's first, second playoffs, or you just, what way do you think? Because we'll hold you to this, mind. We'll clip this and we'll pull it everywhere. So you think you're winning it?
I don't think I go. I'm going to say we'll win it, but I honestly believe we will go up. But I do believe we can do it. But then I'm a fan, aren't I? We always say that, But Wrexham will be competing for the league, definitely.
Excellent. And I think, that moves us on to what's going to happen with it next year. Who's going to be there, who's not. So there's only one game we can play that's going to help us answer this question. And it is absolutely not. Let's roll the intro.
The question with only two answers. Absolutely.
Oh, dear Lord.
Lads, that intro is unbelievable. That is so funny. That's brilliant. I love it.
It's almost like it's Disney produced, isn't it?
Yeah. Funny enough, I was going to say, have we had the same cameraman? Fantastic stuff. So they are. Charlotte needed a bit of hand getting that makeup of her face after she did it. So
I think it took him a day. She genuinely couldn't get it off of a day.
Oh God, brilliant, lad, brilliant.
That's pretty impressive. Of course, that is because we love to play a game with a guest that we have on, and it's always difficult. I think more difficult when you've got a team that's going up or doing well to sort of let go of some of those players. Or any players you may or not go, but we'll see. We'll see if we get any from you here. So. The game we'll play is absolutely or absolutely not. So it's absolutely that you want them they're going to stay, or absolutely not that you think they might go for next season. So we've got 6 coming up, starting off with Jordan Tunnicliffe.
Absolutely.
So he's in. Josh has got his pen and paper ready to remind us. We've got, and here we go. We've got Jordan Davis.
Absolutely.
He's in as well. If you don't pick any, Josh will pick a couple anyway for the game for the bit at the end.
Oh, he's been off the boil of late, but I'd absolutely keep him on.
He's a keeper. 3 for 3 so far. Next up, Mr. Goalkeeper, Mr. Ben Foster. Another season.
Absolutely. Oh, it's another season. Absolutely, it's another season. It's got to be in it. You got to remember, lads. We've won the league, so I'm not really going to say. I'm not going to say no to many of them.
I was going to say there's not many that's going to go. It's fine. We'll pick a couple at the end. It's not a problem. And then we have Anthony Ford as well. Stay or goer?
Oh, absolutely. But he doesn't get that starting place anymore because Ryan Barnett's in there and he's just been phenomenal. But Ford had a great season as well. He's been awesome, really. But the way Ryan Barnett come in and played was just out of this world.
So he could be one then.
He could
for the sake of the game.
For the sake of the game, we're gonna overrule with an absolutely not. But we'll see why in a moment. And finally, we've got up here.
Oh, he's absolutely staying, lads. Absolutely.
He's an absolutely staying as well. So.
I tell you what, one I did want to add in. I mean, Mullins, is he staying or is he going? Because he's been linked to a couple, hasn't he?
He's signed till 2026. So, and he loves Wrexham. He absolutely loves Wrexham to bits. So I think it'd take a big side and a big offer to get him away.
So he's a stayer as well. So Josh, do you want to pick a couple of names, because here we've got our transfer wheel generator for who they're going to. So
Well, which
Josh
was
is
the
taking
one that you were on Ford? You were on the fence with Ford, didn't you? As a
I was on the fence only because of how well Ryan Barnett's played. But I was a bit on the fence with Ford, yes. But then he's had a good season as well, so it's tough. It's hard.
It's tough. Well,
Let's just say he has to go.
Josh is coming as your new transfer technical director, and is saying he's off. But where is he going to go to on our wheel of lists? There's some classic names from the podcast and some randoms as well. And he's going to Grimsby. He's going to Grimsby Town, apparently.
Of all teams as well.
Of all the teams to go to.
Bless his heart.
And do you want to pick another one? Should we spin the wheel again?
Well, I think it was the only one you really were on the fence with Ollie Palmer, wouldn't it? He had a good first season, but yeah, he
had a good first season. He's had a great start to this season. He just went to boil a bit at the end. But an on form Ollie Palmer goes nowhere. But if he's not on form, you can spin the wheel.
And is he 32 now? I think.
31. I'm not sure.
Potentially, but where would Ollie go, Sam? Where would he go?
Where would he go? That is the question. That is the question we asked. The spinny wheel. We need a name for the spinny wheel. He's going to Scotland. He's going to Kilmarnock. Lovely trip up north to go and play in the
I think he'd do well in Kilmarnock, mate. He'd do well.
I think he'd tear it up. I think he'd absolutely tear it up. But I couldn't give any more. But the only other one in reality that I think might not stay would be Ben Foster, but that's only because he's already retired, isn't he?
Yeah, I think. But apart from that, I don't think anyone would want to leave Wrexham at the moment. We're that type of club, aren't we? You know,
he's still got it as well, isn't he?
Still got it, mate. He's still got it. But it's one of them. I think there's a big thing at the moment. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? It's like, come on, Ben, get on with it, mate. You're staying or what?
If he did go, Sam, where would he go? If he was going to leave Wrexham for anywhere.
Well, this is the question. If he was not to retire and to go somewhere, where would he go?
Where would he go? Fortunately, lads, I have a way to tell. This is how everyone does their transfers. And we're going to spin to find out who it is. And he's going Hull City. He's going for a bit of orange and black for next season.
God bless him, mate.
All the best, Ben Foster.
I think that'd be the wrong move.
Yeah, personally, so would I, lads.
I think that's terrible. But I mean, it brings us. That does bring us to the end of the pod. I mean, first of all, massive thank you, Shaun, for giving up a time in your evening. It is
no worries. Thank you very much, lads. Appreciate it. We've had some good fun. It's been good. Cheers.
I mean, what I would say is you are now in the same league as my closest local team. I live on the side of a mountain. I haven't got a local team to support. However, Newport County are about 25 minutes from me. I'm sure you'll be looking forward to playing Newport County again.
Really looking forward to it. After what they did to us in the playoff final, really looking forward to it.
And I'm sure there'll be a lot of fun at that game. But if you're about, you'll have to drop me a line. And I'm trying to get my lad into it at the moment, and he's a bit wrestling. If they were wrestling on the pitch, he'd be all over that. But I did take him to one game. We went to see Hartlepool, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it in the family section. So that was good. So hopefully, but you'll have to drop us a line if it's about. It'd be good to meet maybe in the person.
Yeah, no problem, lads. Yeah, definitely.
It'll be good. But I mean, obviously, at the end now, you've got to tell everybody. Everybody will be watching this thinking, wow, that painter man, what a hero he is. I need more of Shaun the Painter in my life. So Shaun, where can everybody find you?
I'm on Twitter. Get me on Twitter, Shaun Winter, and I've got a red, white dot after my name. And that's about the only place, really. I don't really do social media anymore. But Twitter, I am heavily involved with, as you will see.
And your podcast, where can people find the podcast?
So if you go to YouTube and type in "This is Wrexham," it's called The Late Show. And I've got a couple more things coming up as well. Shaun Winter Life is Not Magnolia. That's a new podcast I'm about to do. And I've got, see, I knew you'd laugh. Because life isn't Magnolia. And I've got a good few people to interview on there. First one coming next week. And then at the end of the season, you will be able to see me on Disney again. So it's all going on.
So there is a season 2.
There is.
Ah, fantastic. I can't wait.
August, I think. That's end of August, I think. So.
That's superb. And genuinely, mate, I really wish you all the best. I mean, the opportunity
yourselves.
as the club for Wrexham is fantastic. And as a fellow Welshman, I'm really, really excited to see the growth that it's going to have and the impact it's going to have. And as a person, obviously, it's been a great opportunity to you. And I really hope personally that you're able to benefit from it. And it does make a positive difference for you and the boys. And it's excellent to see you. I mean, we genuinely, sincerely wish you all the best. And a massive thank you. I mean, and it's not just been Shaun here as well. Sam's been here, and everybody loves Sam. Sam, where can everybody find you? Where are you?
Where can you find? You can find me at the FN Ducks on Twitter mostly. There's some bits and pieces on TikTok. I've got my website. We're doing shirt reviews, reviewing some shirts as and when they come up. So I look forward to doing Wrexham's. I think I had a tasty shirt last season, so we'll get onto that as well. So up the FN Ducks on all the socials.
That is, and if you're kamikaze and you just want controversial football opinion that is going to upset you, as it does everybody, it upsets everybody. I am FMFO_official on Twitter mainly. I'm also streaming again live on Twitch. But if you want to follow the podcast, please subscribe, please like, follow, 5-star on Spotify, all of that jazz. The handles, because I'm an idiot, they're not all the same. Twitter is at Absolute Ball Pod because a character count. TikTok is Absolute Football Pod, and Instagram is Absolute Football Podcast _. And I need to put that up there because I always forget what they are. But massive thank you for coming in. Massive thank you to everybody for listening. And you all have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening. TTFN, ta-ta for now.
Thank you, lads.